What's up, Stanley family? Told you we was coming back with another. We got Dr. J versus Larry Bird, 1986, Boston Celtics, Philadelphia 76ers. First half, this is a live reaction. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and comment below. Let get it. You know, legendary alive.
To the people of Boston, he is Larry Legend. And as Larry Bird moves toward a third consecutive MVP award, there is no one in basketball who can dominate a game in so many ways. But it's not the individual honors that motivate Bird. It's the thought of yet another championship banner hanging high above the Boston Garden. It's been a rather hectic rookie season for Philadelphia coach Matt Guokas. The Sixers are starting to show their age and have suffered some key injuries, like the recent blow to Moses Malone, which have compounded their problems. But if there is a bright spot on this team, it's been the exuberant play of Charles Barkley, who has emerged as a major force in the NBA. There's no greater rivalry in the NBA than the Celtics and Sixers. And today, live in Philadelphia, they're ready to square off once again. It's one of the great rivalries in all of sport. And a sellout crowd is here for this one today between the Celtics and the 76ers. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Bender. We have a doubleheader today on CBS. Following our game, we'll go to Houston for the Lakers and Rockets game. Houston trying to beat the world champions for the first time this year. The Celtics are playing unbelievable basketball. They've won 14 in a row, 22 of the last 24, and they have that certain look in their eyes, though they want to recapture the world championship. By comparison, Philadelphia has just posted their 7th straight 50-win season, despite a lot of injuries and distractions, and they have won 12 of their last 15 games. With me, a former NBA All-Star who played a lot of good games here in Philadelphia's Doug Collins. And Doug, the Sixers are going to have to play a perfect game to win. The Sixers and Celtics meeting for the 6th time this year. Let's check the starting lineups. First for the Celtics. When you think of the Celtics, you think of Larry Bird. He's joined in the front court by Kevin McHale, who poses a lot of matchup problems for the Sixers. Parrish is rested. He's getting ready for the playoffs at the center spot. And in the backcourt, Ainge, a real scrapper outside, and he's joined by the defensive whiz, Dennis Johnson. The coach, K.C. Jones, who's done such an outstanding job. 3 times in a row, he's won 60 games. For the Sixers, Barkley, he's becoming one of the forces in this NBA season. Stokes starting in the absence of injuries to Bobby Jones. Catledge a week ago today at 29 points, replacing Moses at the center spot. And in the backcourt, Cheeks is leading the NBA in minutes played, and he's joined there by the Dr. Julius Erving. Still very remarkable. And Matt Guokas, in his rookie season, his team with the 4th best record in the NBA. The 2 officials in charge of this game, the veteran Daryl Garrettson, joined by Mike Mathis. Well, this has been a year of struggle for the Sixers. They've had all kinds of injuries. It's been frustrating for Matt Guokas. Let's document now what has happened. Malone is out today with a fractured orbit of his left eye. Jones is back after groin and knee problems, groin and ankle problems. Johnson is back after strained back difficulties. McAdoo will not dress today. The left knee giving him difficulty, and Tony is out for the remainder of the season. Stress fractures in both feet. Guokas, the former broadcaster, the former assistant, and now the head coach. As Parrish will be going up at center circle against Barkley. We're talking about a perfect game. That's not asking for much, is it, Doug?
Well, you look at the Sixers being so short-handed, Gary. Boston playing so very well right now. Let's see if Boston's first possession, they try to get the ball inside, establish their inside dominance with McHale and Parrish.
Larry Bird, who loves to make those flip-like passes into Parrish, backing up against Barkley. Barkley getting a lot of size up at that spot.
Well, that's a real tough matchup. Charles is a big, strong player, but he just does not have the size of a Robert Parrish. He will be worn down during the course of a game if they're able to get that kind of penetration.
That's where Bobby Jones will have to come in and give him some good minutes for us to help with the matchup.
Well, he'll be matched up against Bird. The problem with
Knockdown.
Boston is that Mikhail Parrish
Rebound,
is so
not
big
Jay.
size-wise.
Jay working hurt.
And follow and the foul. Julius Irving still remarkable.
Jay working
Foul
hurt.
will go on Danny Ainge, his first.
You know, you look at the Boston front line, Gary. Kevin McHale at 6'11", he has the long arms. I think that he and Akeem Olajuwon are one of the two premier low-post players in basketball. You throw out Larry Bird as your small forward at 6'9".
He's supposed to be there, Dr. J. Come on now.
The Sixers are going to have a big task at hand today.
Yeah, I can wait, DJ.
After missing the chance
Get
for
off his
three-point
right.
play, we're even at 2 as we're just underway in the first period. Here is Bird. Nice pump fake. You've got to stay on your feet when you're going in. That time he leapt in the air, but he missed the shot anyway. Up it comes to Greg Stokes, a rookie out of Iowa.
That's a
On the
good shot.
inside, tips it out to Catley. Catley's another rookie, their first-round draft pick from South Alabama. Here's the doctor again. And they're getting a lot of multiple shots, but we're going to have a foul, a pushing foul inside, and it's going to go against Stokes.
Even without Moses Malone, the Sixers are an outstanding offensive rebounding team. The Celtics will have to concentrate on the defensive boards today. Philadelphia needs to get second shots to be able to stay alive.
Boston leads the NBA in defensive rebounding.
And Philadelphia leads in offensive, so you got two teams playing to their strengths.
There's Bird. He's moving into his range. Barkley comes down to the rebound. Barkley coming off of his first triple-double Friday night, and that win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. 27 points, 22 rebounds, and 10 assists. All Cheeks from outside. He's having his best year.
Maurice Cheeks this year, to me, has become the complete point guard in the fact that he will shoot the outside jumper. Gary, in the years before, he wanted to take everything to the basket. Now he's very confident shooting the outside shot.
Boy, he's played a lot of minutes, though, and you wonder how he's been able to sustain it as English hits from
That was a good
outside.
pass, too.
When you double down against Boston to take away their strengths, you're going to give up something. That'll be outside jumpers. It'll be up to Danny Ainge and Dennis Johnson.
Good steal, RP.
Knocked away by the Celtics.
Who's that thing?
Here comes
Got Bird
Ainge out of
trailing.
BYU.
What a pass.
He spots Dennis Johnson.
That was a good pass.
Altered the shot. Barkley brings it out to Mo Cheeks.
Release.
And Cheeks tries to hit from outside. Dennis Johnson rips it down. Catley almost had a piece of him on that one. No foul, and the ball.
The highlights cool, but it feel good when you watch the real
Dennis
game.
Johnson, they dropped off of him. Barkley again with the rebound. Barkley always seems to be in the right place.
He has great upper body strength, and he has an explosive jump, but he has a great
Barkley.
hands.
That was a good shot,
Very
Barkley.
cold in the early
Good
going.
rebound.
Cheeks will bring it out.
I see you down there, Bird.
Sixers very
I see
active
you.
here in the first quarter, Gary. They really pounded that offensive board. Maurice Cheeks that time slipping in underneath.
Ooh, good take,
He
Maurice.
missed another. Philadelphia's 2 of 8 from the field. Boston is 2 of 6 in the early going.
The Ainge pushing.
Inside of McHale, another miss, and Barkley brings
Rebound,
it
Barkley.
down. Barkley already has 3
Round mound
rebounds
out
in this
there.
game. Well, this rivalry sometimes gets you a little too pumped up, and you're not shooting the way
Turn
you
around.
want to. Catley's missing.
They both playing. I like this. They both playing.
Bird, Jennifer thrown away, and we're a little ragged right now.
Larry Bird probably is the premier passer in the NBA as a forward. He loves to look up floor and make that pass to his big man. That time a little bit too hard. But when you run back down the floor defensively against the Celtics, you must see the ball and the man. Bird will throw it right over your ear.
Bird is 13th in the NBA in assists, 6.7 a
Up
game.
there, Barkley.
Tracking at what Doug was talking
It's wide open.
7 seconds on the shot clock as Barkley.
I don't know what you were doing right now. I'm supposed to pop
Here
that.
comes Dennis Johnson. Off to Ainge. And it goes to Kevin McHale. And he's
Them boys playing as a team.
You know, Gary, Boston is really
Them boys got a team,
they're a
man.
devastating fast break team, but they don't have great team speed. They know when to run the floor, how to
Yeah,
run
Celtics know how to
when
play.
it's there. If it's not, to pull it back. That's a great knack to have as a team.
inside.
Ooh, good pass.
Beautiful pass from Charles Barkley. Julius Irving eyes it up at 6, and it goes to McHale again. He's getting the ball
McHale out
down
there.
low.
I see you,
They can't
McHale.
allow that.
You've got to get
Work.
around and deny that pass inside. Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish will wear you out inside. You must force them to take a step out to receive the ball.
That's one of the things Matthews
Dr.
has
J,
done.
turn around.
Keep the ball from being low, and thus far they've gotten it in on 2 occasions to McHale.
I didn't even get over that like that.
6 the Celtics. Catley, tough shot. Rebound, Barkley.
Rebound, Barkley. Work down there, man.
shows
It's a
you
game.
right there, doesn't it? Charles Barkley is one of the guys that you don't have to run a play for. He can be effective without a play because he's so dominant on the offensive boards.
You get a hand on the ball, he just takes you with it. There's the shooting statistics for the season. Boston 51, holding teams to 47. That's a league-leading figure too. The defensive field goal percentage.
Well, that's a knockdown right there.
You see something?
Right now,
Goodness.
Terry Catley's got to realize that
Dang,
if
straight
Larry
Nick.
Bird, you can't give him an inch. He will step back and knock in the three like he did that time. You've got to get up and force him to put the ball on the floor.
As the NBA
Shot, Dr. J.
Coming right back, countering the Sixers.
You feel better when you're watching it live.
11-10 Boston. Baseline McHale, and they're going to foul him for the charge as he backs in. He commits his first foul. McHale can't believe it. He is really surprised by that particular call. There's a break in the action. The Celtics leading by
11-10 first quarter.
On June NBA, let's check some scores. It was
If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and comment below.
Golden State defeating the Los Angeles Clippers. Ballard with 21 points in that game. Sacramento, Reggie Theus with 21 points. And New Jersey defeating New York. Minsky with 25. Lambeer with 29 points and 22 rebounds.
Lambeer snap. God damn.
Philadelphia, their third best record.
And Lambeer at 29 and 22.
This is the one to do. Chicago defeating Atlanta 102-97. So the playoffs began today. We'd have Philadelphia going against New Jersey by virtue of the fact they have the third best record in the East. Boston, of course, right now looks like they play Cleveland, but Chicago very much in the picture there.
Well, with Michael Jordan back, they're only a half game out of the playoffs now, and those two teams play each other the last game of the season. That could determine the 8th playoff spot in the East.
And in 2 weeks, we'll begin the playoffs here on CBS.
Gary, let's look to see right now if the Sixers come out of this timeout and try to run a post-up play for Julius Erving. They'd like to get him in the set offense down low against Dennis Johnson, see if they can get him the ball down low.
Looking at the Sixers, no changes in their lineup, and likewise for Boston as we continue play here in the first period. Catley,
Travel.
travels.
I seen that.
That's his spot, low post. They like to move him in.
Come on,
He
man,
has
control your feet now.
powerful moves. We mentioned he had 29 points a week ago against the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, the fact that Robert Parrish is such a great shot blocker forced Terry Catley into the traveling violation.
See Philadelphia having a difficult time shooting the ball.
That pump fake was deadly.
Bird will set up
Ooh, what a
now.
pass. Ooh.
Inside, Catley
The
getting
defense,
hand on the
the
ball,
defense,
and
red
Boston
dot.
will reset.
You see the excitement
Red
from
dot.
Terry Catley's face playing against Larry Bird. He's really jumping around, and Bird is really keeping him off balance.
Well, that was an easy inbound. They got that in with no difficulty, but then Parrish missed the shot, and the Sixers don't have the basketball. I don't think Robert Parrish could believe he had such an easy shot.
Well, if you ever notice Boston, anytime the ball is inbounded in a situation where they can score, Larry Bird will throw it in. He's the most devastating inbound passer in basketball.
Yeah.
11-10, Boston.
Barkley, once again, you need to bet that mid-range jumper.
Barkley, a little one-on-one now with McHale.
It looked like Barkley traveling a little bit too.
Charles Barkley so well, he gives up the outside jumper, does not let Charles get in the lane. Charles will get in there and hesitate on his shot. He
That's good defense. Ooh, what a pass. Okay.
By Dennis Johnson.
Good defense, DJ.
You can just hear the crowd come up about 3 octaves when the
That had
doctor
to be
gets in the
stopped.
open court.
Well, they've seen it for so many years, the swooping drives and the gorgeous dunks of Julius Erving. And here we had the opportunity to see a couple moves Julius made the other night against Cleveland. And a lot of the magic is still there. He just has to take his spots a little bit more now with his age.
Foul on Dennis, his first, second team foul against
I had to
the
stop
Celtics.
that fast break.
Julius missing a free throw a while ago as he hits that one. He's still
Free throw.
remarkable. And I believe he enjoys playing that guard spot, doesn't he, Doug?
It's a new challenge for him. You know, at this stage of his career, a lot of times guys, can go through periods where they get a little bored. And I think this is a new struggle and a new challenge for Julius, and he's risen to the task.
Well, he has that height advantage out there, yet he's had some difficult defensive assignments, people trying to go around him.
Well, he has to get out and play the guards who like to penetrate to the basket. It's a different world at the guard position defensively than it's
Oh, that's knockdown right there.
By one, Larry Bird trying to do something about that. Rebound by the doctor, out to Mo Cheeks. Out out of West Texas State. This year,
I'm on the ball. We calling for it.
Second appearance.
Okay, turn around. Come here, Bird.
You mentioned is playing with a lot of emotion.
Well, he's hitting the ball, and he's not looking to put it on the floor, just learning to
Ooh, what a
turn it.
take.
Dennis Johnson, you
DJ
turn
was
your
acting
back
up,
on the
man.
Celtics.
Ooh.
And that's what happens. DJ taking it all away. 14-13 Philadelphia.
He won it again. And he went to the other side. He's going to run back over there. That's good defense.
Dennis Johnson had a
And Johnson got that deep.
Johnson plays such superb defense. There's the doctor creating a little
That's good
bit.
deep. That's good deep.
Doctor takes it to Cabbage, and
Hey.
Cabbage picks it up and in against Perry.
23.
Right now, offensive rebounds. Philadelphia really pounding the boards. You think
What is
there
his
would
name?
be a
Catlett.
drop-off because of Moses Malone not being
He
in the
hooped.
game and being such a great offensive rebounder, but Catlett and Stokes have really pounded the offensive boards here in the first period.
Good pass.
That rebound
Good
we were
pass.
talking about earlier. In this game, Philadelphia has 5
Ainge.
offensive boards. Boston has none, and there is another three-pointer. Danny Ainge. He
Shot
has 5
Ainge.
points.
Well, Boston has so many weapons. They can beat you with the inside game. They can beat you with the three-pointer. They just have so many ways to come at you. That's why they're the team they are.
Don't forget, this is the first of 2. Following after this one, the Lakers and
Another bad shot.
Summit in Houston.
Good defense, though. Oh, Ainge out.
Tied at 16. Here comes Danny. And Dennis Johnson to follow. The Doctor did a good job defensively, but they double-teamed him on that break.
Great fast break there by Boston. Danny Ainge, Dennis Johnson working it to perfection, and Dennis Johnson made the nice pass and then was camping right on the doorstep for the easy follow-up.
Boston by 2. 3.5 minutes to go in the first period. Doctor using the screen by Barkley. Barkley, triple team.
That's what he's supposed to be doing right now.
When he goes to the basket.
Well, they got the mismatch there. Julius and Charles ran a little pick and roll, got the mismatch with Barkley against Johnson, who delivered.
Oh, with pass.
Here's Dennis Johnson.
DJ.
If he starts hitting that shot, it picks up the rest of his game. Barkley having trouble. He got it out of there.
Pass, Bart. Showtime. Ooh.
And the steal at the other end. And here comes
Comes close again.
the second-year man from Auburn. Is he an exciting player? Here's Barkley taking it in. McHale with the rebound. Sixers by 2. Ainge.
That's a good take. He Ainge hooping. He Ainge hooping.
Danny Ainge has 7 points. You think they get the ball up and down the floor in a hurry?
Gary, I don't care if Philadelphia and Boston, I don't care what they're playing. This is the greatest rivalry in sports. The crowd is just sitting on their edge of the seat waiting for something to happen every moment down the floor.
Cheeks.
Going after each other. Both cheeks hit. And on a Sunday afternoon, the crowd is alive. It was cold, wet, and dreary outside, but they're seeing a sparkling afternoon here inside the Spectrum.
The question you wonder right now, does Philadelphia have the staying power with the injuries to maintain this kind of intensity for 48 minutes against this Boston ball club?
By 2. We're inside 2 minutes now. In this first period, rejected by Stokes. Bird had a block.
Let's get D on board.
And a rebound by Catlett.
Oh, yeah, them boys playing.
Looks like he's going to be all right. Doctor inside on McHale.
Boys, who put out
that one. Here comes Ainge at the other end. Boy, it is a frantic thing.
the swing. Not that down.
Johnson with a lot of time.
Good shot.
Former Pepperdine
Oh, good lead
standout.
pass,
Here comes
Barton.
the
Ooh.
Doctor.
Got one behind.
Ainge hits the floor very hard, and the Doctor
It's a game. It's a game.
Doctor has 10 points. He's averaging almost 18 a game. What a great
First
first
quarter.
period for the veteran. There's the rebounds as Dennis again. There's that penetration that Matt Gukas was so concerned about, and we have our 8th tie of the game. And Doug, have you caught your breath yet?
No, I haven't. I'm just sort of amazed here and marveling at the way these guys are playing. This is a great basketball game.
Well, they played
Definitely
one
is.
period. I don't know if they can play 3 more like this or not. It is something to see. Close to
Let's get
playoff
the,
time,
Robert
you got a
Pass.
feeling they're kind of tuning it up for that time of the year. Here's
Good swing.
off the Parrish,
RP.
who runs the floor so well for a big man. That's a tough shot to make.
Boston
And he got
has
a
always
bucket.
had a center who's great trailing the break. You want to start with the great Bill Russell, then you want to talk about Dave Cowens. Now it's Robert Parrish, a guy who can trail and be able to fill in and hit that little jump shot.
Parrish is so rested too. The addition of Bill Walton. There's going to be a foul on Larry Bird.
Got to draw a foul on him.
Bird committing his first personal foul. Let's look at
Got
this
to.
now. Off the ball.
Here comes Bird across the middle. Great timing there by Stokes. Bird gets it back, pump fakes, goes up high. Tough defense there by the rookie Greg Stokes on Larry Bird.
Greg Stokes, his first year playing the best there is and doing a pretty good job. The Celtics by 2.
Bucks v. London.
We talked about all the injuries to the Sixers, most critical to Moses Malone, and we asked Dr. Jack Jeffers, who is the Philadelphia 76ers ophthalmologist, to explain just what this injury is all about.
The type of injury that Moses sustained was a thumb to the eye, which forced the eyeball into the socket. This resulted in an increase in pressure inside the socket, and because the floor of the socket is so thin, it actually broke. That will take about 2 weeks to heal, and we hope to have Moses back in time for the first playoff game, the 18th. However, he must wear protective goggles similar to the type Kareem wears.
Yeah, he definitely
There
cares
is the
about
doctor. Now we understand that Moses will wear goggles. He's trying to get used to them now, but he sweats so profusely. They're also going to have to give him a sweatband.
Well, Moses, I think it's going to be a difficult injury for Moses because the type of position that he plays, he's always got people clawing at him and going at him and double teaming. You know, it could be a blessing in disguise, Gary, if this time off allows him to recuperate and be rested for the playoffs. But if he comes back and he's not completely healed, it's going to be a tough blow for Philadelphia.
Well, yeah, a lot of nicks and bruises to heal, too. I think Matt Guka started at the bottom of his foot and went to the top of his head, toe, ankle, knee, hip, you name it, he had it. So you're right, it may give him a rest if he can get used to those goggles.
You know, the pace of this game has been so hectic. This is about the second time I think either team has had to set up during the whole ball game. It's been a total fast break game.
Here's Perry trying to give the Celtics the lead. Rebound by Catledge with 2 seconds left in the first period. He'll launch one. And we have come through 1 period of play, and it's been exciting. First 15 minutes of play, 26-all. We'll be back with the second period in a moment.
Everyone plays basketball, but in the NBA, they play it better than anyone. America's game. It's fantastic.
We've played 1 period. We're even at 26 in the sellout crowd of the Spectrum. Many people feel he's the next great player in the NBA, and here's what he does so well.
Well, he does a great job of being able to clear, and he gives the ball up, and he loves to blow down the middle of the floor and get back and finish it off with these kind of plays.
We're talking about Charles Barkley, the #1 draft pick a year ago out of Auburn. We have some changes in this game now. Larry Bird not shooting well. He's 1 of 6. He hit a 3-pointer in that first period of play. Now, coming into the ball game will be Bill Walton, also Jerry Seasting. And as far as the Sixers are concerned, Sadale Freak has checked in for the first time, as has Clement Johnson.
I think the important thing to watch right now, as we see a picture of Bill Walton there, is how does the Sixer bench handle the Boston bench? The Boston bench this year is much stronger with Walton, Seasting, Wedman. Let's see how Philadelphia responds to the substitution.
Bobby Jones also in the ballgame, coming back after that layoff with a groin and ankle problems. Barkley has McHale on him. And that doesn't seem to bother him. He's got a repertoire of everything.
McHale normally does a very good job against Barkley of forcing him to hesitate on his shot, hang in the air. That disrupts the rhythm. That time Charles shot the jump hook in rhythm and got able to knock it in.
8 points, 6 rebounds. Bill Walton coming in. Clement Johnson with a rebound. Out it comes to Mo Cheeks. Clement Johnson's had some strong games against Boston this year. A block shot, 6 of them to be exact.
Barkley. At mid-range, man.
Barkley going to take in McHale. Look at the strength of this game. He's in it for a big afternoon.
He was a fool in that
Double
post, though.
figures with 10 points. 4-point lead now for the Sixers. Bill Walton and he traveled to it.
Bill Walton that time thought that Charles Barkley was going to bang him, and he started his move backwards to feel the contact. Barkley got away from him, and it caused Walton to stumble. There was nothing there to bang up against, so he lost his balance and got into the traveling violation. And Bill Walton, a devastating defensive rebound.
Here comes Barkley again. He's just challenging McHale. Lemon Johnson on the follow.
Put back.
Lemon Johnson, who's been plagued with all kinds of back problems, eighth-year man out of Florida A&M, and he and McHale are going after each other inside. We're going to have a timeout by the Boston Celtics. The Celtics made that change and lost some ground as they trailed 32-26 with 10:38 to go in this first half.
That was man.
You'll see Magic Johnson along with James Worthy. And of course Kareem, who went over 35,000 points in his career this past week. And Olajuwon, Hakeem Olajuwon, who's been playing very well in the last few weeks of this season. And then Ralph Sampson coming back from that very, very scary back injury. He is going to be ready to go today, and that's coming up next. So the Lakers and Rockets front the Summit following this one. And we have a Rocket here. The name of Charles Barkley.
Well, I think we talked about at the top of the game that for the Sixers to win today, Charles Barkley had to throw up some big numbers. He's on his way to that kind of happening right now. Let's see out of this timeout what the Celtics do. I think they must go inside. They've been on the perimeter. They're going to isolate the Bird and let him try to go one-on-one against Bobby Jones.
Since they made the lineup changes, Philadelphia's outscored Boston 6-0. Here's Dennis Johnson.
The ball movement. They shut the ball,
DJ now with 10 points in the game. 32-28, Philadelphia. Barkley's been taking McHale every time inside. Here he goes again with a one step. He double pumped it.
I can't do nothing working out in the post though.
And we're going to have a foul. Was that something to watch? How could he reload that quickly?
Well, Gary, he tipped that
Barkley had the mid-range.
Watch it. He's going to go out. He's going to double pump in traffic. He doesn't get it to go, but watch it. He tips it once. He tips it twice.
If he'd have had a 18-footer, you can't do nothing with
it. That is just quickness for a man 255 pounds.
Heard about quick leapers, but that's ridiculous. That foul was on Walton. From way outside. He's not been shooting well as of late. He's struggled the last 6 or 7 games. 32-28.
Would it be patient too, Bird?
Johnson, he's got the hot hand, doesn't get that one. Bobby Jones brings it down.
Cheeks had that thing on the string, didn't he?
He's the catalyst on this team. And we mentioned having his best year. A little bit beat up, as you can see, he has that thigh wrap. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Bobby Jones.
That's a good take. A rebound walk.
He loves that move.
Oh, yeah. What a pass.
Cut it to 2. McHale, intercepted by 3. McHale 3 on the move. 6 turnovers now against the Celtics. Cheeks has improved his outside shooting, but he still knows when to take that shot, and that was a good shot to pass up. Baseline 3, he can't handle it. It'll be ready for that basketball. Substitutions now. Scott Wedman coming in along with Greg Kite.
How did you not catch that?
Boston Celtics, a terrific outside shooter. He was an all-star when he was with the Kansas City Kings, now in Sacramento, but he'll come in for Larry Bird, and he gives him that great outside shooting, and they do not lose anything on the perimeter with a guy like Scott Wedman. He can really shoot the ball deep on the floor.
What did they say? He's a hired gun for a few minutes when he comes in. He has the ability to change a game, a designated shooter. Into Walton. Walton with a power move against Barkley.
I see Walton out there playing aggressive. Walton hoop.
32-28, Philadelphia, 3 taking it in,
Pass the ball
and deflected Jones retrieves it and brings it back out.
Walton top of the key. That's good defense.
Walton will kick it off now to Johnson. That might be a little too much to expect for Barkley to set that far out.
You know, amazingly though, Gary, he's the leading three-point shooter on this Philadelphia team. He's got 16 pointers on the team.
Johnson doesn't get it. Barkley with another rebound.
Get away with that, Barkley.
Rebound
Good
for
pass.
Cheeks. Beautiful block. He wanted a foul as well. He's arguing with Gerald Garrettson. Remember now, the Celtics come in here winning 14 in a row. They have a chance to tie the all-time record for a season in wins. They got to win all their 5 remaining games to do that. 69-13 is a record.
The boys playing, though. I like they playing.
This club coming in here.
Both teams are hustling and everything.
Barkley Purdue stand out.
I'm pulling that.
He's going to have to
Shot
think
McCann
about
about
getting
to
a little bit of
pull
flow
that.
here in this second period. He's really winded right now. And
He is grabbing his hands. You can see him bent over with Walton on him just to the right of the lane to document what Doug is talking about. A lot of three-point plays right now being attempted. Wedman missing just a moment ago. There's Barkley. Up to Bobby Jones.
Block walk.
Rejection. And Barkley has it. 3 seconds on the shot clock. And he got it
That was a
underway.
foul.
A foul by Johnson. And
That
Dennis
was smart,
knows
bro.
that was not a wise foul with the shot clock winding down.
a veteran play, though, by Charles Barkley. He had Dennis Johnson committed in the air. Gary, a lot of times you'll see guys go away from contact. Pro players know when they get a guy exposed to make him pay, and that's what Barkley did on that play.
Johnson coming out of the ball game. And for the first time, Rick Carlisle, number 34, out of Virginia, has checked in. Barkley is tired, but he's still playing well. 10 points, 9 rebounds.
Dallas Mavericks NBA champion out there.
Playing with a guy well beyond his experience, Doug. It's an innate ability, evidently.
Charles had the attitude when he came in to the Philadelphia organization last year that I'm not a rookie now and I never will be a rookie, and that's sort of the way he's always played.
Barkley
Yeah, he
missing
missed
the
2 free
second
throws.
18 of the ball game. Greg Kite is in there.
that
Bill
Barkley,
Walton,
damn,
mentioned
that.
Rick Carlisle, and Scott Wedman.
Gotta make
So
free
some of
throws,
that
man.
depth that Boston has this year, great contrast to a year ago. Let's see what they can do at the 7-minute mark of the second period. 35-28 Philadelphia. Good
Good
ball
work.
movement. 4
That's good
seconds
work
on the
right
shot
now.
clock.
What was that?
Rejected by Barkley. He took Mike's shot and rejected it. He's doing it all. 3. Beautiful pass to the doctor, but he had to back out of there because Walton was there.
They about to pull that.
Julius, he has
Pull
balls.
that
He
down.
should be able to take it to the basket against him. Illegal defense.
What they got, the first warning.
Put that jab right in and out.
Illegal defense. Let's look at the block.
Good bounce pass there to Kite on the baseline. Charles going up with his left hand. Barkley just going up and checking the shot, keeping it in bounds, and Sedale picking up the loose ball.
We have a timeout. Catledge will check in when we come back. Matt Gukas' team playing well.
The illegal defense call here. Boston realizing that Bill Walton was caught against Julius serving one-on-one. You see 3 Boston players in the lane area there. You must come over and double team the ball. There's where the illegal defense occurred. Now Julius is going to isolate, take it to the basket, and that's where the illegal defense was called by the official. That's a warning. The next one will be a technical free throw and possession of the basketball.
Damn, I ain't know all about it. I ain't know nothing
We
about
talked
that.
about
Just like
Casey
some of
Jones' depth, but it really hasn't done a lot for him. That's what's happened in this period when they made that lineup change. They're 1 of 8 from the field.
I think that right now the tempo of the game probably favors Philadelphia, and it's sort of a scatter type game where there's a lot of individual play being involved. Philadelphia is more of a one-on-one team. Boston more of a
They
ball
said
movement
illegal
kind of team.
defense.
And I think the Sixers have had more transition opportunities to use their individual abilities. Boston has just not shot the ball well, although they have got good shots.
Cleveland trying to get into that last playoff spot, battling Chicago. They're leading in their game against the Bullets. So Barkley has now come out of the ball game. He was really playing remarkably well, but he can't play every minute of this game. Perry Moss, number 9, is into the ball game. Catley just checked back in. Freak and Irving the guards, along with Moss, Clement Johnson, and Catley. Here is Clement Johnson.
That's a good shot.
He's played well against the Celtics. There's something about Boston that picks up his play. 37-28 Philadelphia. Philadelphia's outscored Boston in the second period, 11-2. As we mentioned, Boston's hit only 1 of 8 from the field in the second period.
That's a good shot.
Outstanding outside shooter. That will go, and there's a foul.
We made it.
Easton was coming and giving him some real toughness, mental toughness, as well as outside shooting. And there is Charles getting a breather and the damage that he has done thus far. The foul is going to go on Clement Johnson away from the ball. He fouled Bill Walton.
Jerry Seasting does a great job for the Celtics, floating to the open spot. He's not the kind of player that'll put it on the floor and create a lot of opportunities, but when the ball goes inside, he finds an open area, gives a man an outlet to hit him for that jump shot.
Bill Walton
The free throw walk.
has been shooting this year 69% from the free throw line, gets the free throw, and it's 37-31. Casey Jones told us he'd use his bench a lot, and he's done that here in the second period. Here's Perry Moss, a rookie out of Northeastern. Rebound. Scott Wedman. Almost lost it to 3.
That's a good rebound.
Carlisle all along was Beaston, Wedman, Walt, and Kite in there. So all the starters now sitting along Casey Jones on the side.
Let's call out.
Beaston again. Rebound
That's
to
60.
Doctor.
Oh, they would have call out like
He's
that.
able to retrieve it off to Moss again. Beautiful pass to Catledge. Walton got him from behind. Nice block, but then they can't save it. Nice defensive effort that time by Walton.
Well, we still see the presence of Bill Walton. I think two things he gives this Boston Celtic ball club. He's an outstanding shot blocker. He's blocked over 100 shots on the year, and he's a very, very good defensive rebounder, which gets their break started.
Boy, he is revived, isn't he? A rebirth of Bill Walton since coming to Boston. He is enjoying himself, and that's going to be a foul on Carlisle, inadvertently tripping free, as now Larry Bird will come back into the game. Leaving will be Kite.
There go the lady.
He said he wanted to play Larry about 29 to 30 minutes, but you know, the game sometimes changes that strategy.
How you
Well,
Matt
if
Bird?
he
You
needs to
back
play
in
Larry
there.
Bird 38 today to win, he'll do that because Larry Bird will not sit on that bench and watch his team lose.
Good point. He dictates a little that, doesn't he? In a friendly way, I guess, with KC. But he tells him what he thinks. Here is Catledge against Bird. Good defense by Larry Bird.
Well, Cathy's gonna get him up now.
5 minutes to go in the first half. Carlisle. Rebound followed by Larry Bird.
He just beats you in so many ways that time. On the offensive board, a left-handed tip in. Great timing there, although he's not a great leaper, great timing, and he got it in.
I asked Casey Jones to tell me about Larry Bird. He says, well, if you have an hour, we'll do it. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it takes to describe what Larry Bird can do for a team. And there's a walking call on Catledge. Catledge backing in. 6 turnovers now against Philadelphia. Now Boston's starting to make a little bit of a push now, starting to catch up.
He's drawing up for Bird. I see the play. I see it.
Walton and Bird, that'll be a 3-point attempt, and that's not easy. He turned around and hardly had time to square up, and he nailed it anyway.
How can your jumper not get going and
It's
you gain
86.
confidence by shooting it deeper on the floor?
He's hit 2 3-pointers as he was not shooting well from outside earlier. There's Carlisle committing another foul, trying to stay with Sedell free. And
It's
now Barkley
86.
will come back into the ball game. I think Matt Gukas sensed this game slipping away a little bit.
Not only do you lose a lot on the floor ability-wise when Charles Barkley goes to the bench, but you lose a lot emotionally.
And he's got Bird. Looked like he wanted to take him one-on-one. 37, 36 to Sixers. 3 tough shots.
That's a good
Sedell
shot.
free. Carlisle, who made it to the Final Four that year with the Virginia Cavaliers, into Walton.
Ah, come on, Walton.
Where is 3? He gets it off to Moss. Looks like there might have been a foul. Moss with a great effort offensively.
That was a smart no call by the official. He saw the Sixers had a break. He did not want to take it away from him. That's why he did not
Oh,
make
what a
the
pass.
call.
Good point.
Gotta
Here's
knock that
Carlisle.
down. Good shot,
You
Carlisle.
let Carlisle open like that, he will nail it. He's an excellent shooter. He has 2 points. Here is the matchup. Barkley right now getting the better of it. You mentioned not just statistically, but emotionally in this game. 41-38 Philadelphia. Moss again.
Go good D, Bird.
Broken up by Bird. Matt Gukas screaming for
Got
a
one
foul.
trailer. Got 2 trailers.
Off to Bird. Back to Seaston. Bird hits the deck. And he's going to be all right. Let's look at this move inside. Matt Gukas was screaming for the foul at the other end. Let's see if it was there.
Harry Moss sliding down the middle. Bird, well, handing the ball. I don't
Let the
it's
guys
very
play,
difficult
man.
for me to call, but
I like that.
Harry Moss took a pretty good shot there. On the other end, Larry Bird took a nasty fall into the crowd, but he came up all right.
Still 41-38 Philadelphia. Clement Johnson, turnaround jumper, doesn't go. Walton has it stripped away by the doctor, but it'll be off of Julius. This crowd really up and angry on the fact there was a no call on that drive inside on Perry Moss. The Sixers leading by 3.
Brought that Daryl Dawkins out there.
Leading by 3, as we mentioned, it's a big day of basketball on CBS, and later today it's the Lakers and Rockets. But right now, Pat O'Brien is standing by to tell us what's coming up at the half.
Thank you, Gary. It is that time of year again, and our focus today is on the playoffs. We'll talk live to Ralph Sampson, who is getting back in shape. The NBA scouts are looking beyond the playoffs. They're checking out college talent. And for some teams, the question is, do you really want to play in the postseason? It means an early meeting with Boston. Now, one of those teams is Chicago. And last night's the Bulls fell behind Atlanta by 15 points in the second half. Dominique Wilkins scored 28 on the night. But Michael Jordan scored 30 for Chicago, his best since returning from injury. And the Bulls took control of some ad-libbing like this from Mr. J. Chicago is now a half a game behind Cleveland for the East final playoff spot. Gary, I'll see you at the half.
All right, Pat, we'll look forward to that. I want to go back and show you what a superstar's effort can be. Watch this.
Well, Larry Bird finding the open teammate, doesn't get it to go, but look where he's going to end up. In the first row of seats, look at the look on his face like, you know, just nothing's going right at this point. But don't count me short yet.
That's right. There's his stats. He was not shooting well. He's 1 of 6 early, but that's exactly what you think about Larry Bird. He'll go after every loose ball. He'll go into the crowd and just disdains any injury that might occur. And we're going to have a foul on Maurice going for the steal. Let's check now statistically where we are in this ball game.
There wasn't no foul right there,
came out, got all 10 of those in the first period. Bird now with 8. You mentioned Murray not shooting well. I thought you made a good point during that timeout. Even though Boston is trailing, they are still going to their bench, getting the people rested. You wonder how long Barkley could carry Philadelphia. Well, at least he hits from outside.
I think Philadelphia played what we talked about on the top of the game. That's the perfect game thus far. They're only winning by 1, and Boston right now sort of has it on cruise control in terms of what's happening in the game, but they are explosive.
Less than 2.5 to go in the first period. I should say the first half, as here is the doctor getting into Barkley. Spinning move on Malone. Bill was coming, he still couldn't do anything about it. He commits a foul. That's the second foul on Bill Walton. You know everybody is clearing out. You know he's going to take you inside, and still you can't stop a Charles Barkley.
Well, Charles is so powerful and quick. He loves Gary to isolate on the right side of the floor and get into the lane, finish that shot off, actually going to his left.
Gotta make that ball come on, 3 points.
But he still has a way to get in the middle.
He's 3 points though.
You've worked with Barkley on his game. What was his problem?
Well, he has a tendency to arch his back a lot of times. When he does, he'll pull the shot short. So he has a very difficult time maintaining balance at the line.
He gets a roll there. Looks like a Doug Collins roll to me. 2-point lead now for Philadelphia.
What's a give and go here with Walton and Bird?
Oh, got no real deep.
He can still do it, can he? 3.
Oh my goodness.
Fidel Creed, after missing a shot early, has come back and contributed in this ball game.
Well, right now the Sixers have a very quick team on the floor. Clem Johnson in the middle.
It's a good pass.
Here's Walton on the base.
What is Walton doing?
Batted away, it'll be the Celtics. Well, one of the great sporting events we have the opportunity to bring you on CBS is the Masters and late night highlights on Thursday and Friday, and of course, complete coverage of the third and final round on Saturday and Sunday. Wedman stripped the ball by Clem Johnson. All of a sudden now, Philadelphia making a little and that's going to help them. Back to a 6-point lead for the Sixers.
It's all been created with their defense, getting in the transition game.
The ball is being very overshot.
At the other end, Scott Wedman, the designated shooter. That's it back to a 4-point lead.
That's vintage Scott Wedman. I remember the first game of the playoffs last year against the Lakers. He was phenomenal.
And Gary's playing for the Kansas City Kings. Remember that? They got into the Western Conference Finals, and he had some for games. And Barkley missing. Wedman brings it down, off to Carlisle. Carlisle will take it. He's not known for his quickness, but he certainly took advantage of that one. 4 points for Rick Carlisle. That little squirt now has been halted as Boston's climbed within 2.
Boston has a way of sensing when the crowd gets into the ballgame. They get the big basket. They have not allowed the Sixers really to run off 4 or 5 baskets in a row. They always counter it and sort of take the crowd out of the game.
Foul is on Wedman. They're over the limit as Doctor will go to the free throw line. The captain of the Sixers, his 15th year out of Massachusetts, 10 points, 4 rebounds.
Shot, Dr. J. Free throws important.
Doctor's saying he wants to play 1 more year in his great career. And this one a little bit short. 47-44.
Yeah. Good pass.
There's Wedman.
Shot away. Good pass, Bird. Shut the ball now.
You know, Gary, you look at at this first half and the resiliency of this Boston Celtic team. Things not going well. You look up at the score. It's a one-point game in front of the Sixers, and you think the Sixers about played them to be up by 20.
Here's the follow, but no, they're going to wave it off. Offensive interference. Barkley in there too quickly. I don't know if that shot would have gone by Cheeks, but Barkley was going to wait and see.
Let's see if it's still in the cylinder. Yeah, it's a good call. The ball was still on the rim. That's a great call there by the official. And Charles, a little bit too exuberant there on the offensive rebound.
The Celtics now can take the lead as we wind it down. 15 seconds left in this first half. Carlisle, nice defensive effort by Cheeks, breaking it up. 11 seconds on the shot clock, 12 on the game.
Watch Larry Bird on this inbounds play. Watch the shot Boston gets. He is unbelievable at passing the ball inbounds. Watch the play they get here.
Walton Carlisle. And there it was. Boston now has taken the lead. Cheeks driving in, and that's going to be off of Boston, and they have 2 seconds now to try to get something done offensively. I think you made a good point. The resiliency
Why is he calling
of Boston,
timeout? It's 2 seconds.
shooting well. 20-second timeout now by Philadelphia. But here are the Celtics. They lead by 1, and if you were looking at this game emotionally, you would think everything was going the Sixers' way, but yet they trail by 1.
That's the whole thing about Boston, is they're the kind of team that sort of plays with that look on their face like, you know, we're at the business-like approach, and we're just going to beat you. Go ahead, use all your energy up, and we're going to keep coming at you.
Let's go back to what you're talking about on Bird and his inbound passes.
Well, he makes such great decisions. He sees all 9 other players on the floor. Watch him. Nice little play here. Walton, bingo to Carlisle. Larry Bird,
clean.
to me, is the best inbounds passer I've ever seen.
But that was quite a pass by Walton. You know, Walton has been lifted by Bird. They kind of have a competition going as to who can have the better passing game. They both try to thread the needle, those whip-like passes, and that was a beauty by Walton.
Well, as a shooter, you like to play with those guys who love to have those passes.
Now Boston's going to use the 20-second timeout. So he wanted to see what Philadelphia had set up. They want to take this lead into the dressing room. 14 straight wins, and the reason is a lot of things. And one guy that doesn't get a lot of credit is K.C. Jones, who's had 3 straight 60-win seasons. Next week, the 1986 WCC Finals, Boris Becker, who won indoors last week, will be going there that day. Here's a three-pointer by Barkley.
You gotta make that, boy. You gotta make that.
And so we have come to the halfway point of this game. The Celtics leading 48-47 at the half with Pat O'Brien coming up when we return.
First half. You know what?